Everybody, welcome back to another Marvel Future Revolution video. We got news? Do we? Well, maybe. You be the judge. We'll go through this. There was a comment. There's some discussion. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my impression of what this means. I'd like to hear from you what you think it means in the comments below, or if you want to come to the Discord, in the description below. Let's get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
Okay, so the comments, what we're talking about. If you're unaware, there is a Discord out there that's got the Marvel Future Revolution Netmarble. This is their official Discord. And if you're unaware, Danny Koo, he is works for Marvel Games and was the person from the Marvel Games who sort of works on this game with Netmarble, meaning, and I don't know exactly what he does as far as talking to them and direction and all that. I'm not going to pretend to know, but he's the Marvel Games representative and was directly involved in this. And on Discord, this is Zingo Dude. So anytime you see this sort of Zingo Dude, that's Danny Koo. I got the chance to talk to Danny several times before the game, during the game. Did a live stream with him. I enjoy talking to him. I enjoy sometimes his trolling as well. I know some people get, whatever about that, but it is part of the Marvel way a little bit. So there's going to be some of that. Depending, what it is and your mood for the day, I guess that'll depend how you take it. But anyway, so this came out tonight. This is Eastern time for me. For me, it's after, it's late. I was actually planning on going to bed, saw this, and just the more I thought of it, I was like, you know what? I can make this the Friday video. So I want to talk about it a little bit. So do we have news? So we're going to go through this a little bit. We just got a random ping from a Chithan. How you doing, by the way? Asking if Zingo Dude or Danny was around, and he says always. And I was like, okay, all right. So, we get some yays, some woos. I would change my profile name to Danny's Burner. I'm assuming that's a cell phone thing. Some greats. Hey, I've been looking for the anniversary for a while. Do you know where and when I can find it? This is from anyway, this person here. I'm not sure how to exactly say that. And then Chithan says, you got it, Wolverine with transmutation, veteran card, 10k crystals, be told already. Now, as far as that topic goes, I do think that there's a chance that could have been some of it, but there was literally zero communication. And I know for me personally, with talking about a anniversary update, that was not necessarily what I was expecting. I think that was a great thing for Wolverine to be introduced in the game, and that's a great thing for characters to be introduced in the game because it encourages players to invest in that character when they get there. I personally didn't see this as an anniversary, but I do think that's a great character intro. But I could see where there's both sides of the table for debate on that. So, I think that's sort of fine. Now, the other part here that I think that is going to be, just fine or whatever. We'll keep going through this, but that's sort of the thing that people are talking about as far as whether you get anniversary. But that's not the point. I'm in blind eyes. Was there a chance I missed it in game? Hello, please say something about why so silent these days. Any good news or just any news for the game? Are you aware that many players are quitting because of the intense silence from the authorities of the game? Meaning, the Netmarble folks, the developers, the marketers, the everything. And Danny responds here, if there's an announcement, Netmarble will announce it. Now, Danny has been known in these, like saying early on in the game, saying things along the lines of, I forget exactly how to say it, so I'm paraphrasing here, but it was along the lines of like, are we going to get a new character? And he'll say something like, we'll get a new character, or announce we're going to get a new character when we're going to get a new character. Or there's going to be an announcement when there's an announcement, or there's going to be a live stream when there's a live stream. Just very much matter of fact statements. Now, while this is very similar to one of those, I look at it personally as a little different. Some people, and this is the reason I'm shooting this video tonight, is because I was on my Discord chatting about this a little bit, and somebody made a comment, a ray of hope or maybe some light, this is, is this a good thing? And I have to admit, I'm just saying, I don't think this is I'm just going to say it's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but to me, this is making it very clear that, he's saying, look, if Netmarble has something to say, that's on them. They are going to say it. Netmarble is going to come out. They're going to announce something that they've got internally. That's what they do. And that's where I will always have tried to distinguish between like Danny and Marvel Games and Netmarble. Netmarble is sort of, if you contract with somebody, hey, go build this for me, but you're in charge of, how that thing looks, but that person's building it. It's like, well, look, I don't, you got to talk to them exactly how they're building it. Like if they've got an announcement of, they're putting like a window in, you got to talk to them about what they're putting it in. I'm not in charge of talking to them about when they put their windows in or what they're doing with their windows and things like that. So now having said that, I'm sure that, Danny's very aware of the numbers for the game, that, players' comments, all those sorts of things, because he works for Marvel. So it's, part of what they'd probably watch. So anyway, I found that statement there very interesting, and I wasn't necessarily looking at that part of it as a good sign. But I'm not just going to sit here and say it's a bad sign, but I was very much like, all right, I feel this is on Netmarble. All right. So that's on them. So, thumbs up, Chithon says again, you can't please people these days. They want more and more and more every day. Stay sexy, Danny. Obviously true. Everyone should just be patient for the MFR simp. Some GGs. Some facts for Chithon's statement. Everything is under control from the simp again. Cry for tier 7. Omega card, they get it. Cry for crystals, they get it. Cry for new hero, they get it. Thumbs up. Chithon, only people should be crying. Storm and Star-Lord. Let's see, as they talk about Doctor Strange a little bit here. People joking about Doctor Strange again. And then Mastoris, who I very much enjoy some of their posts and their suggestions. Even though that doesn't answer anything, was that so hard, Danny, to just open your phone and type a few words? What's the point of NMs, CMs to never chat in here? Last time any of them talk here was like August 25th. Compute that for a second. Now, I'm going to make some presumption on what Mastoris was saying here, is that, obviously Danny's not a Netmarble CM, and he's not in charge of the Netmarble CMs. He could certainly suggest, hey, you guys should talk, you should do this, but at the same time, he's not in charge of, Netmarble and the way they communicate. And I'm making some stuff up here because I don't know exactly how Netmarble works with the company, or with rather how Marvel Games works with some of these companies. They're certainly interested in the Marvel IP and the reflection of that Marvel IP. And at the same time, they've got to allow some of these companies to run some of the things the way they run things. So that's probably an ebb and flow that they've got to do with the different companies. And I'm sure that's a stress mechanic between those two entities, because I'm sure Marvel will want some things and sometimes the gaming company will want some things, and, it's a push and pull. So, could Danny say things? Certainly he could. And at the same time, depending what's going on, he might not have a reason to say anything, and it's not necessarily his job to make Netmarble successful. He wants to make sure that Marvel Games and their IP stays reflective, and ideally, obviously, it'd be successful, right? So, having said that, I understand where Mastoris is coming from here. At the same time, I just want to make sure that it's like, that's not necessarily Danny's role per se. I love having him in here as much as we had him. I wish he was in here more, but I also look at Netmarble as being the ones that I want to see more from specifically. I think it's great when he's here, but I want to see them, right? So anyway, I think it's a good point though that they haven't been here for a while. There's clearly an indicator, or clearly a reason for that. I personally don't know what it is. I'd love to see them talk more, but I don't think Danny's the person who's going to necessarily change that. It's somebody within Netmarble. That's why I've put out all these videos, and you'll see with Korean subtitles or Korean titles and posting them on the Korean forums, because I'm hoping to push something there. But anyway, so we've got some more pleasing people posts. Clear evidence player with the subject of pleasing. Is it about the clear? Hold on, let me read this differently. It doesn't have to be with the subject of pleasing people. It is about the clear evidence of many players quitting from the game, and just and only for example. Yes, continue with that and you will likely see excellent results. Facts and more facts. Yes, not just quitting though. They are refunding and getting banned. That's their own choice. He's not wrong. You buy a PS5 game, you complete it, you don't message Sony asking for more content, you wait for download. Though I think that's a bad argument here, because in a game like this, there is an expectation that there's future content, because if you were buying just the game, you're spending $60 and okay, I get my content. But in a game like this, you're buying power for a player that you're expecting to have more content for. So if that's the case, like if somebody knew they weren't getting more content, they're not going to spend thousands of dollars into their character, into something in game. So I actually have a fundamental problem with that particular argument, but this part of it is technically true, where people are refunding and getting banned. But Mastoris asks again, curious why you missed out on a stream. Only one of the most popular Marvel characters ever, Wolverine, which I think is a great point to bring up. And then, you know, Chthon says his husband's left the building. I'm not moaning. I'm just caring for the game itself, the players. Good point. And Zingo Dude or Danny says again, I didn't have a tech guy, which, you know, to me, I tie that one back to the, if Netmarble is going to make anything, it's going to come from them. And so I'm going to jump to another sentence here where he says, the answers can only come from Netmarble. And that's where I'm kind of like, all right, so if they're going to make the announcement, he didn't have a tech guy, which would likely come from Netmarble, and then the answers can only come from them. So this to me is very much like, okay. And then so, you know, I love you, Danny, bro. Keep it real. Danny, you know, just communicating with us more than Netmarble has in the combined in the last month. Oh, dang, I'm a tech guy. I could have helped. Like I said in the post above, you finished PS5. Again, I don't agree with that argument. This is a very different type of game, and the pay mechanics are very different. You can't compare the two of them. Zingo Dude or Danny says again, keep the Marvel spirit going everywhere. And, you know, Mastoris talks about 5-year plan. I know this was said out there. I don't necessarily take that as fact. I've asked to, you know, get some clarifications on where that came from, if it's an article or something. I personally don't think this is a fact. I wouldn't go out there stating that. I've talked to Miz a little bit about it. But, you know, obviously we can have differing opinions on it, but I'm not stating that as a fact out there until I see an article somewhere out there about it. And if I do, then I'll roll with it. But until then, I am not saying that, and I don't think other people should say it until then. So my personal recommendation to you is not to think that. I want this game to go that long, but I'm not going to go out there and state as fact. And then Danny says he's going back to his castle. Have a good day. And, you know, I joke about inserting a high gif. So I found this all very interesting. I don't necessarily take it as a great sign. And I, you know, reading between all these posts about, you know, Netmarble's got to answer. It's up to them. He didn't get a tech guy, and then talks about keeping the Marvel spirit going everywhere. You know, he's obviously trying to do that here. You know, I also look at that as an encouragement on, you know, don't give up on Marvel games. Keep that spirit going. I know for me, I am a Marvel person. I like the Marvel games. I want Netmarble to get it right. If they don't get it right, I'm definitely looking for more Marvel games to play. You know, and that's the sort of thing I'm looking for. Now, I want a Marvel MMO. I was hoping it's this. I still hope it's this. I hope they get it right. So I'm curious to see what you guys think as far as this interaction, this chat. You know, normally I don't just read Discord, but I found, and then I was flirting with Chthon, who I was, you know, giving some criticisms on some of his posts up here, but I'll continue to flirt with Chthon on here because I think it's fun, and I hope that Chthon finds it fun as well. So what do you think? Do you think this is good? Do you think this is bad? What do you think it's a sign of, if anything at all? To me, this very much puts it on Netmarble. I think, you know, without saying it, Danny's very much been like, this is in Netmarble's court. This is not a Marvel Games thing. This is a Netmarble is going to announce when they're going to announce. It's on them. He didn't have a tech guy, which I presume would be coming directly from Netmarble. If he can't get that, he can't do a live stream. That to me is implying, and again, I'm putting words in his mouth, and that's not fair to him, but I'm presuming some things, is that he would have been glad, he would have happy and done it if he had a tech guy. You know, so I'm starting to look at this as more and more as a Netmarble's making decisions on their own thing, and you know, we're going to see. Let's see what we get in the next, you know, few weeks. We're still moving forward with some of the things that we were talking about, gathering information, seeing where it goes. I'm going to end the video here. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. If you want to come to the Discord, I mentioned that earlier, hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.